It's a scorching early morning in Motherwell Township in Port Elizabeth. The streets are busy, hawkers on every corner, eking out a living. It's obvious that youth unemployment is rife and poor housing infrastructure is everywhere. But it is 82-year-old Celiwe Mpendlani who grabs our attention. She lives in this small house with her children and grandchildren. They survive on child grants. She is the first person we approach about her take on the state of the country.
I would really love to commend the president for the job that he has done, but he needs to do more. We have been living in these horrific houses for so long, and they have been promising us houses, and to date, nothing has been done.
Her next-door neighbor, Mbulelo Mqoteni, has nothing but praise for Ramaphosa.
I would really love to commend the president. He is one of the best presidents that we ever had. I mean, ever since he took office, things have been so much better. He is a good leader. I particularly admire the way he and his government handled the COVID pandemic.
A car wash on the outskirts of Motherwell touts for our business. This group of young people are all between the ages of 18 and 25, all with a matric qualification, but no job. This car wash, which they don't own but help run, is a lifeline. On a good day, up to 20 cars come for a wash, and they each get to take home around 50 rand. They are breadwinners in their families. Today is a quiet day, just a car or two coming for a quick tire shine. 25-year-old Luvo Xhaka, the most energetic of the bunch, says were it not for the car wash, his life would be a mess.
When the president speaks during his State of the Nation address, please can he think of us too? We really need better working conditions. We need shelters, proper equipment and better water supply.
On the other side of town, the lockdown restrictions pertaining to beaches have just been lifted. Beachgoers had this to say about President Cyril Ramaphosa's leadership and his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I've got big respect for that man. You know what? I think that the Lord sent him with a reason. And his whole, how he handled this whole epidemic, I think it's fantastic.
I think he's the best of a poor bunch. I don't think he's done much for the economy. And he needs to move on things like energy.
A 2020 report by Statistics SA shows that 84% of children living in the rural areas face multidimensional poverty compared to children in the urban areas. The highest multidimensional poverty rates are found amongst children residing in Limpopo and Eastern Cape. A living example is the villages of Masingata and Olofiyeni village close to Bisho in the Eastern Cape.
Government has been doing a very, very good job from level 5 to level 4. Even people here in South Africa were cooperating in terms of when there are regulations, they act up under those regulations.
I honestly don't see any change that the president has made. Things are still the way they were. For example, the 350 that was promised, I still have not gotten. I go and queue at the post office all the time, but I still haven't received it. I'm living in poverty. I don't have a job.
Green Bushes on the outskirts of Nelson Mandela Bay is equally poverty-stricken. It's a hand-to-mouth existence. Here, unemployment is above 80% with high alcohol and drug abuse, no electricity, no toilets and deteriorating roads. Access to clean water is this one tap that services over 100 people.
What we need him to do is supply us with houses, because there's people here that's been staying here for years and still don't have houses. We keep on filling in for houses, but nothing comes of it. So we want houses.
The unemployment rate among youth with tertiary education increased from 23% in 2019 to a record high of 38.9% in 2020. In the Eastern Cape, the youth unemployment rate skyrocketed to 53.3%, up from 40.7% in 2014.
are expecting a clear vision as to what happens now. We need certainty. We can't plan for 2 weeks, 3 weeks anymore on the ground in business, for education, for a lot of industries that are here. We need a clear plan as to, okay, now the vaccines are here, we'll immunize a certain portion of the population, and once that happens, how do we then assist, the restaurants that have actually closed down? How do we assist the small businesses that never received any support from the government?
The COVID-19 pandemic has put the microscope on the many challenges facing the Eastern Cape, in particular the health and education sector. There are calls for President Ramaphosa to also speak into such matters during his State of the Nation address. After traveling the length and breadth of the Eastern Cape, one thing is true, that there is a general appreciation and admiration for President Cyril Ramaphosa, especially how him and his government have handled the COVID-19 pandemic. But ahead of his State of the Nation address, people are asking for basic things: better housing, better infrastructure, better health facilities, and above all, improvement in terms of job creation, especially for young people. Lerato Fekisi, SABC News in the Eastern Cape.